Howdy folks, I'm back. Got a hat on today and that's why. Just so much easier. I think I need to get another haircut soon. Here to talk to you today about a client of mine who has had spondylolisthesis, was injured with a spondylolisthesis a few years ago now, has been riddled with aches and pains throughout her body, and now she's actually starting to feel really good. Spondylolisthesis is really improving. Various other aches and pains are pretty much gone now, or really significantly improved. So just wanted to explain a little bit about what she'd been doing previously and what we've changed and why it's making such a big difference. So previously she'd worked with quite a few different PTs, physical therapists, etc. She'd done a few different programs, etc. But if we look at what she was doing previously, the big problems were that she was being given quite generic programs by people who didn't really understand what a spondylolisthesis was and weren't really properly assessing her and really meeting her with a program that was designed for her and really met her where she was at. So an example of this is she was being given deadlifts with a barbell and trying to progress deadlifts without even first learning to breathe properly, brace properly, be able to maintain a neutral spine, especially through her lumbar spine, while she did that. And we don't even have her doing deadlifts at all just yet. She will be able to build into that. But a big problem there, especially if you've got a spondylolisthesis and your spine is chronically in too much extension, what a spondylolisthesis actually is where the vertebral body separates from the spinous processes at the back of the vertebral body. There's a little fine bone in there called the pars interarticularis, which essentially holds them together, and that's where there's an actual fracture in that bone and the vertebral body starts to shift forward. So, I wish I had a model to show you right now, but basically the vertebral body starts to shift forward, and this can cause a lot of issues with, disc bulges, with pinching on nerves, with obviously creating a lot of instability within the spine there, and a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort. And if you are loading extension and you have a spondylolisthesis, this is going to make things worse. So sometimes from doing these different exercises she was doing, she was ending up in bloody more pain than when she started, and sometimes this would knock her out for a few days or even a week of pain. So it was a really negative experience with exercise. So a couple of the things we've really changed that have really helped is we've obviously done a proper assessment, we've really created something that meets her where she's at, we've taught her the importance of breathing, of bracing, and of the shape through her spine and the tension she needs to create through her midsection while she does training, and just honestly in everyday life. She really needs to be in a much more flexed position or neutral position, but flexed compared to where she has been through her lumbar spine, to put that spine in a much more neutral position, to not put pressure on that vertebral body and push it further forward and create more damage, but to actually allow it to recenter, allow it to be in a better position where it can actually start to heal and repair and do its thing. The other thing is, she's got a program that's designed for her. It hits her weaknesses. It takes all those things into account. It focuses on getting her pelvis in more of a posterior tilt, activating her glutes more, strengthening her anterior core, and obviously giving her an all over well-rounded program to strengthen all of her other body, all parts of her body as well, and get her mobility improving, get her strength through those new ranges of motion, etc. And this is why it's actually making a real difference. She's been consistent with her program, and she's actually really noticing some positive changes. She's not in heaps of pain anymore, which is really cool. So I love working with people like this. If you've got injuries, if you've got different aches or pains that you haven't been able to figure out, I'm very good at understanding the body, understanding biomechanics, understanding different injuries and what needs to happen to be able to fix different injuries. So if that is you and you would like some help, reach out for sure. I would love to help you, or even just have a chat and see if I can help you figure it out, and maybe we can do some work together. Other than that, have a fantastic day. Super pumped for this client. She can really start to move forward now and get the result she really wants, because she's no longer in pain or feeling physically held back. So have a fantastic Thursday. Peace.